What are the team names? Champ Ocean. There we go.
What did I do?
There we go.
No cure for fools. If I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you.
Okay. All good. Vi, Yasuo, Talon Band. Well, Caitlyn first picked. We should see an instant Varus picked into this, and we do. Curious to see what they pick following up that. They could definitely pick jungle here. Would probably be a better idea, but ping support's also not terrible, I guess. Curious to see what they think is important. Jungle is far more blindable. L red team. They took. Ah, Mars Viego. We waited 45 minutes so that Mars could lock in Viego. W. Hell yeah. And then you just get to pick Wukong into it. Oh my days. It's a dub. As Singe gets locked in for Joe. Alright. And Shen in response. Shen definitely has the potential to have a lot more presence around the map because of his ult. But letting Singed be in the lane by himself is definitely not preferable. And we're just going to ban supports now, so banning away the Milio, likely going to ban away... could be Nami, could be Janna, could be Karma. Still a lot of enchanters available for Thel to pick. So we're going to ban away the Orianna. I like it. A lot of really good setup that Orianna would provide as the Braum gets banned away. Alongside that Akali. So 3 mids banned away from Fix. I do like Karma with Varus. It's really strong double range lane. Make it very hard for Caitlyn to play. But instead we're going to go the Nautilus because they need more engage, I suppose. Victor. So right now Blue Tie's only form of engage is... I mean, Singed and Wukong are both alright forms of engage, but it feels like they're more peel than anything. So I do like red side's team comp a little bit better. Viego is definitely a head scratcher, though, to be fair. And the Seraphines pretty good engaged, that they were definitely lacking. But they are 3 AP, 2 AD, so it's pretty good damage profile for blue side. They just need to play slow and safe and not overcommit to anything. And we're going to go Morgana. So it is going to be the Viego flex to mid lane and Morgana jungle, which I do like a lot more than the Viego played in the jungle role. It's going to be a hard lane for Viego to play into the Victor, at least early, but he can play around his E to make it a little bit challenging for Victor to know exactly where he is. But yeah, definitely not the easiest lane in the world, but it takes away one of Moxie's more comfortable picks and baits them into banning away mid laners. Go Spurs. Yeah, a lot of tools available from red side to engage, to negate a lot that blue side's really doing. If the Viego can get a spell Morgana spell shield alongside the Shen ult, he can absolutely blow up the backline of blue side if he's able to gain access to them and just go from one person to the next. As it does really seem like the win condition on red side is that Viego, or even potentially the Varus, as Poke Varus is definitely quite the nuisance. Curious to see if he's going to be building shield break this game, as Viego and Varus can definitely both build it. It's not very good on ranged champs, so it would be preferable to have on the Viego, but once he is swapping between different here champs, he's obviously going to lose that item. So it might be preferable for the Varus, as he can also apply it a lot easier than the Viego can. Mars, I like your team's comp better. I think you guys are all on the same page. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. If he shows his face again, he's gone. Big prediction. Yes, I think Red Side Teamcom is a lot more on the same page. He said or else. I don't give a fuck. Intense. Yeah, Red Side Teamcom is a lot more on the same page in terms of what they want to do. The Shen, Varus, Morgana, and Nautilus are all really good forms of utility. Varus is also pretty good poke. And Viego is just all damage, so he can get really creative in terms of his flanks. So as long as he goes more or less even in lane and plays really creative in terms of his flanking, I certainly see angles for him to be able to carry team fights. Long load time. Why am I here? Only to suffer. Still loading. The servers are back up. Stream the game. It'll be fine. Yeah, man, this is so fun. Like, first strike Caitlyn into Poke Varus. Like, this is the. What the fuck? Why do you have this? Uh. Also, it's a bit ego for Vix to go Ignite into Victor. This should be TP. If anyone's going in combat summoner spell in this team, it should be the Shen. Oh my god. The servers are still fucked. Mate. Why? Why? No! Why are we still here? Only to suffer. Oh my god, we're in game. Holy hell. I love it. What are they saying? Beautiful. We're good. Oh my god, and he's egoing going Doran's bow. What the fuck? Holy. Wow, there goes first strike. Nice first strike, Caitlyn. Holy. Crazy ego build. Oh, Nautilus. It's a little bit of trading early. Boris really wants to get his first back off, so again, an early tier. Well, the Caitlyn's obviously going to be looking for an early Cole. So both of them trying to shove first, second, and third waves, and I'm pretty sure you reset on fourth. So junglers are going to be pathing in opposite directions. The Morgana's going to be pathing up this game for some strange reason, while the Wukong's obviously going to be playing towards his bot lane because his bot lane is win condition. Pretty much every game. But it is going to be spotted by the Viego. And laning is a little bit poor for this Viego, but able to get the wave under turret, so not the end of the world, while the Seraphine and Caitlyn were able to shove in early. And we're just going to keep seeing slow poke going on in the bot lane, while the Shen able to do a nice taunt on the Singe to pull him a little bit closer to his tower, but damn, that Shen Q hurts. Morgana's going to be looking for something out of the Singed here. As he does flip the Shen. No mana. Does have Ghost and Flash, but Shen's going to be able to hit another nice taunt onto him, so there goes his Flash. And Shen flashes to secure that kill. A wee bit unnecessary. But secures a kill, nonetheless. Oh, Viego's looking for an all-in onto the Victor here. He does get his Conqueror fully stacked. So pretty good damage onto him. He's going to lose a minion there. Yeah, when he's able to get those nice all-ins onto the Victor, it's going to look pretty good for him. Varus trying to get some good damage down onto the Caitlyn, but misses that Q. I was going to get rooted down by the Seraphine, so the Caitlyn's able to walk away scot-free. A nice hook from the Nautilus onto the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn's going to get ignited by Nautilus, but Kate Q is a little bit wide, and the Viego's looking as Varus gets incredibly low, is able to avoid that Seraphine. He flashes away from the Seraphine flashes as well. The K pops out the first time, is still going to get caught out and taken down by the Viego as the Seraphine also falls to the Varus. Varus down quite a bit of CS already, as the Caitlyn's going to be building BF Sword first item. Well, that's strange. I thought he flamed that build. And a lot of trading going on in the top lane. So the top and bot are down a little bit of CS, but they both have a kill to somewhat even it out, as the Viego is the biggest benefactor of that early kill, as him being able to snowball and get his first item as fast as possible to be able to take advantage of this immobile Victor is really when he needs to get going. As Morgana is looking for a flank here, is barely spotted there by that Victor's ward. Shen's getting lower and lower. Does have 6. Is able to taunt the Singed under turret. Gets the turret shot and the ghost out of the Singed. Morgana yet again looking for something out of the Singed. Should know that Morgana's on the top side of the map, but he does have his ult. Popped it. Morgana Q is avoided. Isn't going to have anything else to actually be able to take him down, so the Singed is able to get away with being able to pop just his ult. And now Wukong onto the bot side of the map. They should know that the enemy jungler is down here. Varus is just going to hold his Q. Trying to freeze the wave, but the wave is actually slow pushing back into Caitlyn, unfortunately for them. Viego now level 6. So his roams are going to be even more potent, as the Shen's going to have to taunt away to try and avoid that Singed flip, as a massive wave is going to be picked up by the Singed. And he's going to have a little bit of a CS lead in the top lane, while red side is going to be able to play for this first drag of the game, being the mountain drag. It's not the most important first drag of the game to get, but it does get them closer to Soul, which we'll see is going to be neither the Mountain Soul nor the Chemtech Soul. So almost certainly going to be something quite nice to have. Nice damage from the Varus onto the Caitlyn, already looking pretty strong, as Nautilus Q goes a little bit wide yet again. As Nautilus is going to be roaming up through the river, he's going to be spotted out by that river ward there. And Viego's not really in a position to be able to play for this. So Nautilus just wasting a little bit of time. Doesn't realize that there's a pink ward right next to him, so the Wukong and Vector are both going to be pinging for it. But what they don't know is that Morgana is right around the corner. But she is now shown right there, as the Victor does have Flash. Nautilus hook is going to be tanked by that minion, as the Morgana Q is going to be what's going to get him to blow his Flash. As this is going to give the Seraphine and Kaelin a lot of free time in the bot lane, and they're going to be able to harass this Varus under turret and get some turret plates and deny a few minions from this Varus, further extending the CS lead. Still getting that Victor Flash and getting another objective, being the 3 grubs, is going to be quite nice. So clearly, Red Side is playing very heavily towards their jungle this game. The Wukong could look for a dive here bot lane, as the Caitlyn and Seraphine are playing quite aggressively. At the same time, the Shen likely going to get taken down by this Singe. He's going to try flashing away, but the Singe also has flash, and he's going to get taken down. And the Wukong's just going to be able to easily walk up and kill that Varus, as he was fighting far too much, or he was just taking way too much damage. And so he loses his life. Singe nearly dying to a turret shot there. Oh, this might be Bloodthirster first item for Caitlyn to try and avoid the poke of Varus. Oh, Vigo flashes onto this Victor looking for something to take him down, but unfortunately right around the corner is the Wukong, who is able to pop him with the assistance of his ult. It's not the game is going from bad to worse for Red Side, as melee Viego, no flash, is going to be struggling a lot more now. Nice Q from the Varus under the Caitlyn. And so he's going to pop his ult and his ghost, trying to chase down this Shen, as the Shen's going to be taking quite a lot of damage, but it's going to take him a little bit of time. It is a little bit strange seeing that the Shen hasn't built any magic resist into this Shen lane, which is certainly giving him quite a struggle, as he was solo killed just a few moments ago. Another nice Q from the Varus. Onto the Seraphine this time. Morgana pathing down here. Well, the Singe is going to be trying to proxy. Honestly, the proxy is pretty favorable for this Shen, as he's been absolutely struggling. As the Varus ulted a little bit wide, but they did get the Caitlyn flash and the Seraphine ult. Morgana taking turret shots. She should survive this, but is going to get taken down soon afterwards, as the Wukong and Victor are right around the corner, and the Wukong's going to get stopped by the Morgana Q, as the Shen ult coming in to save the Morgana for a little bit, as the Varus is able to successfully secure that kill into the Seraphine. And at the same time, they are able to take down the Wukong, thanks to the help of that Shen ult. Now they're going to try and run away from this Victor, but Morgana just walks straight into him. Quite unfortunate, and Shen is very clearly spotted on vision. Is going to try and jump onto the Caitlyn and is going to be able to pop his W to prevent her from auto-attacking him, but is going to get taken out eventually, as the Victor takes that kill. And Caitlyn's not happy about that. Again, this is a big problem with a Shen lane when Shen ults on the opposite side of the map. The enemy top laner is going to be getting a lot. Really from lost CS, turret plates, or potentially a turret. We shall see. As I said, Caitlyn is not going to be going for Bloodthirster first item, as that Nautilus hook is a little bit wide, and the Seraphine's going to be right on this Nautilus, as he doesn't have hook to be able to get out of here. nor does he have flash. Just trying to walk out as the Singe nearly gets taken down by the turret. As a nice Varus ult is going to be able to hold this Wukong down, and the Caitlyn is barely not able to secure that kill onto the Nautilus as the Wukong chases him quite far, so the Viego's right around the corner, able to look for a kill onto him as Morgana secures that kill, and a nice Morgana Q onto the Seraphine as Viego is able to pick up his second kill of the game, and now this Caitlyn is in quite a bit of a pickle as the Singe does TP down here, barrier popped by the Varus. And Viego picks up another kill as the Singe is looking to get a kill onto this Morgana, but is going to be held down and doesn't have any way out of there. So a massive swing in red side's favor. Really, really poorly fought fight as they overchased incredibly hard for the Nautilus. The Varus ult being able to hold them down for as long as he was able to was also quite nice. And Shen is able to, at the same time, get a lot of free time top lane, since that Singe came down and wasn't able to accomplish anything. Varus able to dodge all of Seraphine's abilities, doing really good damage, as Singe is still yet to respawn, so the Wukong's going to be giving Shen a bit of a tough time, as Wukong clearly does not win that, as he's down 2 levels to this Shen. And again, Shen Q does more damage than you'd expect. Yeah, this Morgana, 2 items already. Viego is pretty close to his second as well, as Viego's looking for something onto the Wukong. The Wukong doesn't have flash here, but should have W to be able to get away. It pops his ult, as it looks like he might have used his W on one of those camps. And so Morgana's just going to be able to steal these camps right from under his nose, as Shen is trying to prevent the Singe from being able to get away from him, as the CC from that taunt barely runs out, so the Morgana Q was not hit. Pop Spell Shield onto the Shen, and the flip wasn't able to go through, so a kill goes over to Viego yet again. Yeah, these chaotic team fights really favorable for red side, as the Viego, Shen, Morgana are just able to be so much more places than the uh, Wukong and Victor are able to be, as the Victor ended up having to blow his flash, but still was taken down, as that Shen ult just gave him the necessary health that he needed to be able to fully commit there. Nice poke by the Varus onto the Seraphine. Oh, this Q a little bit wide again, but I'm pretty sure he didn't want to hit that, as Wukong is right where he wants to be. As Vega's going to take a turret shot for the love of the game. And then the Nautilus is going to be trying to clear out this pink ward, but unfortunately for him, there are 3 members nearby. But the Morgana is also on the right side of the map now. And Singe is looking for another death, as Shen's trying to secure something there. Maybe they're going to bait them to fully commit onto the Nautilus again. Steps on the trap for fun. As they're just going to keep harassing this Caitlyn under turret. As Morgana's going to look for a reset. Oh, Nautilus flash misses his hook. Oh, might be able to get a flip here. And just able to taunt out of there. Nice hook from the Nautilus onto the Wukong. He's going to get blown up at the very start of this fight, and an Varus ult very early on also ensures that the Seraphine was held still, and the Caitlyn was also hit by it too. So really nice Varus ult, and looks like the Victor should be taken down here, as that TP was a very, very poor TP from him, as he was caught in the middle of 3 members and quickly taken down. And as fast as things were going from bad to worse for red side, now it is very much in their favor, as they are playing a lot better together than blue side really is. It's now the jungle, mid, and AD for red side. All are at 2 items now. Incredibly hard spiked, with every single objective secured already, as it is Hextech, which is fantastic for the Morgana and Varus, which are able to do so much damage from far away, as the Wukong is not where he wants to be. And a nice hook from the Nautilus onto this Caitlyn, and the Caitlyn is going to be stuck. She might have to blow her flash here as the Morgana flash ults, and the Wukong pings the entire enemy team, clearly unhappy with his team's performance, as the Viego is going to be looking for something onto the Caitlyn, and blows ult and secures that kill, and it was able to avoid that Seraphine double E, as the Caitlyn is going to get taken Oh, Viego barely able to live. What the hell? Where'd my stream go? Say Red Side up about 6k, next strike spawning in 5 seconds. This should be a favorable team fight for them as the Morgana really denies a lot from Blue Side's team comp. And Viego's looking for a flank here. He's going to be spotted out by this pink ward if he walks directly through. But instead he's going to be walking all the way around. So really nice flank. Is looking for the Caitlyn here. The Caitlyn doesn't have flash, so he's going to be able to try to get her. But the Wukong's going to flash ult just to save her life as he's going to die for the cause. As the Wukong's going to be the first person taking down his Seraphine ult's going to be able to hit on the Nautilus, Shen, and the Morgana. So low health bars from Red Side is essentially going to be running through many people as the Varus is going to flash forward looking for something out of the Seraphine as the Singe is able to take down that Morgana and Nautilus. Viego's looking to chase down the Singe, but I mean, rule number 1 of League, don't chase Singed. Instead, the Varus and Shen are going to be looking to take down this third dragon of the game. While also threatening this mid-tier 2. So soul point for them at 20 minutes. Quite nice. Soul point, all 3 grubs. I don't even know if anyone got Herald. Oh, nope. Morgana does have the Herald too, so they've gotten literally every single objective this game. So while Blue Side picked the Caitlyn Seraphine for a stronger laning phase, being double ranged. Oh, Viego's looking for something going to the Seraphine. The Seraphine doesn't have flash to get away from him, and so he's going to be able to pop her. The Nautilus was roaming around the map and influencing things, making Wukong's life a living hell, as the Caitlyn's going to be flashed on by this Viego and taken down. And now he's going to be looking for the Victor. The Victor does have flash backup if he decides to use it. And, I mean, him just using his flash just means he's even more susceptible to getting killed in the future. So, his flash is honestly worth more than his life. Oh, it's just getting worse. The Morgana's going to be looking for a kill onto the Wukong. Those Wukong getting lower and lower and eventually taking down as the Knowledge is going to be stepping forward as this Victor is walking in melee range into so many people as the Vega's going to be able to take his soul and look for another kill onto the Caitlyn as she gets taken down. And the Varus ult is going to be able to secure the Seraphine flash and eventually her death. It's a 21-minute game. They are up about 8k gold. Do they look to end the game? There's the death timers certainly aren't long enough, but Blue Side can't be happy about the current position of the game. It's a 12-1 Viego, 7-2 Var, 6-2 Morgana. And the bank accounts of them have got to be quite high. Yeah, 3,100 available for Viego to spend, 1,800 Var, 1,600 Morgana. The only thing that Blue Side has going for them right now is this Shen. I mean, the Singed into the Shen. But how can he really influence team fights that heavily to be able to make up for the massive gold discrepancy in jungle, mid, and AD? I don't know. As Viego's threatening this kill onto the Wukong as he plays incredibly far forward, as he does secure a kill onto the Wukong, but he's going to probably try and jump out of him as soon as possible, as this Wukong is not very strong, and so he's going to be able to secure that kill onto the Seraphine, and the Shen ult ensures that he is able to easily do so, as now they're going to be looking to chase down this Caitlyn. This Caitlyn pops Ghost, and the Shen flashes into the wall. W chase. And now red side is just going to be threatening Baron. And in 2 minutes, they're going to be able to play for Soul. So likely they're going to be taking the rest of the outer turrets, which is the only one remaining is top lane, while also potentially looking to threaten mid inhib turret, as Caitlyn doesn't have Ghost here, so she's pretty stuck, as they are going to be able to hit a nice engage onto this Caitlyn, as she's going to get blown up after blowing her flash as well. And Nautilus barely is able to survive. It's a really nice dive from red side, and potentially they could just look to end here. Who is Caitlyn? It's Vendetta. Vendetta. A noob Kate. Viego looking for something under the Victor, and he's going to get trapped, so that's a nice shutdown over to the Wukong. Probably the worst person on blue side that could have gotten it. For blue side, as Wukong's going to be jumping into the Varus, and he's going to get taken down soon afterwards, as the Shen nearly falls to Kate ult, but thankfully for red side, noob Kate does no damage. Run, Nautilus, run! He's going to be able to hit that wall, but he's going to be slowed down quite a bit by the Victor's abilities. And they are chasing this Nautilus again! As the Nautilus is going to be a little bit wide on the Seraphine, but he's going to hit the wall, so he's going to go forward, and the Morgana's going to be pressing her ult. Unfortunately for her, she's not barely able to get that Singed held down, and the Varus ult is flashed by the Singed. He is eventually taken down, as the Nautilus is able to survive all of this and more, and big Varus Q damage. Thank God we picked Caitlyn. As he nearly takes down the Victor from a mile away. And the Shen's just giving the Wukong and Caitlyn hell, as the Caitlyn nearly fell again. And now they have Hextech Soul. And Viego's just going to be flashing onto this Wukong, and the Wukong's going to get taken down again. Oh, Nautilus wants to die. He's able to pop his W in time so he doesn't get taken down. And he's going to recall. Yeah, quite a stompy first game. Viego is definitely a bit of a troll pick, but they were able to make it work, as the chaotic game was certainly in their favor, as the Shen's able to do a nice taunt onto the Singed, and the Singed taking so much damage to the Viego because he's just a menace. He's not going to pop his ult to get out of there, so he's going to die to the turrets and give a kill over to this Victor, because he's a nice guy, and the Varus walks way too far forward. Morgana spell shield a little bit late, and he's going to flash away from that Seraphine ult to survive. And now we're looking for something onto, I don't even know who that was, the Victor. As Victor's going to get hit by the Morgana Q and eventually taken down by Nautilus of all people. As Nautilus is going to flash forward, get a double kill on the Seraphine. Do we see more? No, we don't. So red side able to secure the win. It's going to take a little bit of time, but this Wukong's just running it down. After they get every single objective, Caitlyn's able to avoid the Morgana Q, but not the Nautilus hook or the Varus Q, as he nearly gets taken down. And oh, Varus ult is so slow, not able to secure that kill. They're still trying to kill this Caitlyn. Bonk, and he's gone. 1 and 9. He's on the board. Mike got a kill. Holy man, AD gap. What the hell? Yeesh. Yeesh, little buddy. You're such a nice guy. Unfortunately, I'm not a nice guy. Yeah, pretty big AD gap. Yeah, what did Mike tell me before? They fought before Mike had 4 items. Hmm. Yeah. True.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
Silas Kogma Senna. I don't think I've ever actually no. Mike plays AP Kogma. That's right. And it's in exchange, Red Side banned away at Chase's picks. What do you want to listen to? I just looked up chill music, chill jazz music. And we're gonna get the Mundo picked so that they can't ban more of his champs. Something with the pulse. That's not what you're usually into. Oh no, Mike's Ezreal. Riven. That's gotta be. Wait, it could be Joe. Joe Riven is not good, but he's played it before. And we're gonna see the Malachi Samira picked. It's likely Malachi support and Mundo top, but the Mundo could be flex, the Malachi could be flex, and this Leona's gonna be locked in. Oh my god, it's stuck. Okay, it's fixed. Azir banned away from Vix. As they, I mean, they don't really need AP. They could easily go something like Yone here. The Malzahar Vagar banned away. Johnny Swain is still available. Who's playing Griffin? I couldn't tell you. Amoxian or Joe, it's not good. Neither of them are good at it, but one of them is playing it. That is for sure. Darius locked in. Again, Darius is a champ either of them could potentially play. As the Akali would be a lot more aggressive, which certainly panned out for them the previous game. But Akali was banned. No? Wait. Yeah, Akali was banned. Yeah, that's a mistake on their end. Oops. Well, I got bad comms. Oh, it's gonna take forever. I, I mean, at least it's not gonna take as long as the servers took to get back online. So that's something, I suppose.
I don't need more enemies.
And the knight scored again. Fuck's sakes. Fuck's sakes. Oh. At least Blue Side's quick about it, and the bans were pretty quick. Now Red Side's taking their long ass time to actually get their picks chosen. Looks like it is gonna be Joe on Riven. So that's fun. Honestly, the last time Mike played Ezreal, he lost in 15 minutes. It might be a loss for them. Who won game one? Oh, Mars's team stomped. Absolutely stomped. And the brand's going to be locked in, so the brand is going to be played by... I mean, Mars could play it. Yeah, the good guys won. The good guys won. The villains lost. It's peak WK8 watching hours right now. If you really want to enjoy yourself, go back and watch game one after the series is over. And the Saunders are going to be picked to provide more lockdown for Red Side as Nefiri locked in. Looks like Mars is going to be the one playing Brand while Fix is going to be playing Nefiri. Yeah, Red Side is pretty much just full lockdown, which is not going to be fun for the Samira to play into. But if they are able to get them low, then the Nefiri, Brand, and Samira are going to be quite annoying for Red Side to deal with. I don't foresee a good game when Joe and Moxin are on these champs. The Darius could be fine, as he's going to be a lot stronger when caught out by multiple members this time around. As the previous game, he kind of just got caught out constantly, as the rotations by the Nautilus just made it very hard for him to be able to play the game, as he was not matched by the Seraphine. Yeah, if once team fights come around, I certainly foresee Red Side having a really hard time dealing with this Brand, unless they're just able to easily pick him. Thel's not on something comfortable. Joe's not on something comfortable. And Mike doesn't play Ezreal. Oh, he will claim he plays Ezreal, but Mike is not carrying on Ezreal. I mean, he couldn't carry on his one trick, so clearly it's gonna be a tough time. Fitz is just better. Can outperform your Samira. Yeah. The Avs are still scoreless. And OKC's up. Oh. I thought Hitler was dead for a second. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting game to watch. This Darius could definitely be a menace early, as the Brand has really, really, really good clear, while the Darius has pretty good clear as well, as they nerfed it a while back to make sure that he didn't have the fastest clear in the game because of his bleed passive, which made it quite easy to quickly get through your camps. But the ganking early is going to be a bit of a struggle for both junglers. Curious to see where they path this game, as previous game Moxian pathed bot and wasn't able to really successfully get anything going there, as the Nautilus was more or less just roaming around the map a lot better. A couple first things I see immediately. The Fury has Ignite. Hailblade's normal. The Samira is forced to go Cleanse into Leona. Usually you see people take Cleanse into Maokai as well, as Maokai, once you cleanse his W, it pretty much makes this game really hard to play, as he really wants to be able to knock you back into the enemy team, but going to take Barrier instead, while also taking DFT, which is not good on Ezreal. And again, a very greedy start. Going to be taking Dorn's Bow, which you're losing out on all that health that Dorn's Blade is going to be providing. So if they do fight early, it's going to be favorable for blue side to some extent. If he took Dorn's Blade, then it would be even more favorable for red side, as they're able to take Barrier instead of that cleanse that Samir is more or less forced to take. It is going to be Joe on Riven. So Chase is, of course, the weakest member on his team. So just going to try and punish him as much as he can. And Vix just started W and flashed forward onto Lissandra, so playing incredibly aggressive. If he's able to hit too early, you could definitely look for a kill. I like the aggression, but was that really necessary? And Samira is already chunked out quite heavily. Samira and Maokai should be looking to shove here, and again, Nafir is going to be playing really, really aggressive onto this Lissandra. Is he able to get a nice CS lead early, and the Lissandras have the forced to blow both pods. Should have dropped Ignite too. Like he honestly should have dropped Ignite because Ignite's a pretty short cooldown, so using it early is not bad. And Colorado gets power play. Hopefully we score. As Riven already has a small CS lead here, it's going to barely avoid taking a turret shot there. It's looking pretty good so far. Yeah. Looking for an all-in kill onto him, and he's going to get taken down, but a trade 1-for-1. All sums used from the Riven. Actually, Riven didn't even have to blow her flash there, while the Sandra nearly able to take down that Nefiri. Nice Leona onto the Samira, but doesn't have the follow-up from the Ezreal, as the Samira's going to pop her W to prevent the Ezreal from getting any damage down, and as Leona keeps going forward, didn't end up blowing her Ignite, but it's not bad. So blue side is incredibly unhealthy. Maybe we look for a dive here, as the Darius is positioning for something. Instead, he's just going to be sitting in the tribe rush here. Attempted to recall, but looks like his recall was cancelled, potentially by WK8. Little saplings. So the Darius is going to be a little bit late on his reset, so the Brand's able to get the top crab and eventually take his top camps. Maybe look for something out of the Riven, as the Riven is quite chunked out here, and the Mundo is pushing into the Riven. Not a great trade for Riven. She gets lower and lower. Brand going to be walking into the tri-brush, just getting a nice word to ensure the Mundo is going to be safe. Is going to look for something out of the Darius, as he just now came out of base. But just going to thwart his ability to get into the river, as he's only able to get a ward into the tri-brush, as the Nafir is able to avoid that Lissandra W and get a good chunk off into the Lissandra, but doesn't quite hit that second Q, so not as much damage as he was really hoping for. Overall, an even trade. Once this Nefiri hits 6, should be looking to play super aggressive onto this Lissandra, as long as he's able to hit 6 before her. -1. Again, Riven playing incredibly aggressive, building lethality into some Mundo. But I really like seeing that. Oh, the Riven's going to be flash ulting onto this Mundo and is able to secure a kill. Oh, Lissandra really not going to get taken down by this Nefiri, as the Nefiri did blow her ult. Lissandra didn't quite have enough mana to be able to pop her ult. So she did end up having to blow her flash. Now Mundo is going to have to take a slow walk back to top lane, but the Maokai is going to be able to jump onto this Ezreal. Nice flash Q to force the Ezreal to get knocked back to his enemy team's base, as they're going to be seeing a flash at the Samir, looking for something under the Ezreal. Ezreal blows both of his sums and is still taking down the Leona. Doesn't have flash here, but she's able to walk away. So all sums blown from this bot lane of, actually both bot lanes, which is certainly favorable for the Samira, who can easily punish immobile characters. Just trying to force this under turret so Leona can't freeze it. And so Ezreal's going to miss a few minions. And now Blue is going to be threatening the first shot of the game. Another Mountain Drag. Shin is nice to have, but it's not the end of the world if they don't get it. And a nice root from the Maokai prevents the Lysandra from being able to go anywhere, so you're going to have to pop her ult at the very start of this fight. And there's a lot of low health bars, or it's relatively low health bars from blue side as Leona's going to be looking for engage here. Does she really want this? Unsure as the Dare's going to be flashing forward. Doesn't have ult here, and takes down the Nefiri at the very start of the fight. After the Nefiri, even bluer flash. The trade of flash is Darius flash for Nefiri flash. And so first dragon is going to be going over to red side. Now we're just watching Brand take his camps as all laners are going to take a while to get back to lane as Riven's barely able to miss that W onto Mundo. Looking to see that Samira hit level 6 as Mundo's barely going to be able to survive. Pops his ult after Riven blows Ignite and ult. He's going to be able to stay in lane. Nice cues from the Mundo there. Maokai is positioning really aggressively. He does have his ult now. Samir is a little bit away. Yeah, one more minion should do it. We'd like to see them jump onto anyone as the Nefir's going to be popping her ult onto this Lysandra. Lysandra doesn't have flash or ult here, and so she is going to get taken down barely. And Lysandra W isn't going to be able to hold the Nefiri under turret long enough to secure a kill there as the Nimauka is able to get a nice W onto this Ezreal. And they should be able to hold down this Leona. The Leona ult is popped to slow the Maokai down a little bit, and Samira is barely not able to get her ult off as that CC from Leona is just barely enough as the Riven's going to be sitting under turret, taking a lot of damage here, and Maokai and Samira don't have any tools to be able to get away from this Darius easily, as the Darius pull into ult is going to give another kill over to him. No Ghost Darius. Nope. Is going to go Yomu's into Dead Man's Plate. If the Samira was able to get her ult off onto that Leona, that would have been a nice kill as it would have prevented the Maokai from dying as easily. And potentially they could have turned onto that Darius once he came into lane. So quite a bit of an unfortunate turn of events as Nipir is trying to get poked down that Lysandra. Unfortunately, your Q's is a little bit short as the Mundo's now going to be forced to reset. Likely get a TP back up top lane to fight this as the Leon is a little bit late here, and so the Maokai is going to be able to engage onto this Lysandra. Lysandra gets a nice W and ult onto the Brand here as the Brand's going to be the first one taken down as the Fury is a little bit late to that play. The TP comes in from the Mundo regardless. It looks like the Riven ended up ulting. And so the 3 grubs are going to go in favor of red side as well as the first track of the game, and the wave state is not going to be great for this Mundo either. Instead, Riven's just going to shove it back into him. Fair enough. Oh, Maokai flash W's onto the Ezreal. The Ezreal's able to buffer out E, and then there's see an ult coming out of the Maokai to hold this Ezreal down, and E is going to eventually get taken down by this Nefiri. Good roam, and the Brand should be able to pick up Wolves and collect mid-wave here. That's a big problem about not having cleanse into this Maokai. It's quite greedy. Darius potentially could look for a flank here. The Leona is engaging onto the Samira. Instead, the Darius is just looking to try and catch out the Brand potentially, as Mundo and Riven are duking it out. As Riven was eventually able to pick up the Omnivamp boots, and Maokai's looking for a kill onto this Lissandra as the Brand's going to get spotted out by this Darius here. He's going to flash away. Darius doesn't have flash to be able to easily chase, but it is going to pop that ult. But this Darius is not where he really wants to be, as the Riven and Mundo nearly trade kills, but instead the Mundo's going to be the only person taking down this Leona. Gets a nice ult onto this Maokai, and the Maokai is taking so much damage from the Lissandra, and the Naafiri is going to have to step away. So things are certainly falling apart for blue side. Where's the game audio? It's quiet. You watched almost all of game 1, and we're 11 minutes into game 2, and we don't ask earlier for game audio. Nah. Rotations around the map this game certainly looked a lot better for red side. That certainly led to their downfall in the previous game, so a very nice quick change in how they set about their game plan. Good poke from the Lissandra onto this Naafiri. Oh, Brand trying to walk through the lane looking for something out of the Riven. But it likely was spotted as those minions were a little bit too far forward. And ward placed by the Darius, gonna give away his position a tiny bit. And so now red side is going to be able to threaten this second drag of the game. Infernal drag. Now Naafiri looking for something out of the Riven. The Riven doesn't have any sums here. Does have ult. Is going to pop it, but going to get blown up soon afterwards as the Darius is going to be spotted out by this Brand. Does have flash as Darius pops his Youmu's and just quickly takes down the Brand. He's going to be playing for this red buff as well. Now we're looking for a dive here. Nice Leona ult, but the cleanse used by the Samira going to let her a little bit longer as the Lissandra's going to be popping her, not Zanya's, but stopwatch as a really nice dive. As Lissandra barely is able to walk away with 1 HP as both the Samira and Maokai get taken down. Without a single kill going back over. Mundo's trying to avoid this Riven. Does have the Naafiri nearby. Definitely could look for a kill here. Lissandra doesn't have her ult or Zanya's. Here's going to live long enough to be able to take down the Riven. Is looking for something out of the Lissandra, and she barely gets taken down by the Brand of all things. Did end up having to blow both sums. Brand desperately trying to take down this. Oh, and he's going to get flashed on by the Darius, and the Darius is going to secure another kill onto this Brand. Very, very greedy. Samir's looking for something out of the Ezreal. Oh, Ezreal E's forward, but the Maokai's going to be jumping onto this Leone. This Leona does have ult up. Leona ult missed, and the Ezreal E's forward yet again. Samir's going to flash away as the Maokai unfortunately was not with her. He's going to walk straight into that Ezreal ult, and so both are going to take the brunt of that damage. As Naafiri is running down here, does have ult. Maokai is able to jump onto that Leona and pops Locket to live a little bit longer. The Ezreal's going to be taking a bit of damage, but not quite enough. Things not looking good for blue side. Uh-oh, Lissandra's caught out Samira. Ezreal barely able to secure that kill for himself. That's his first kill of the game. Welcome to the game, as the Darius is going to find the Brand in his jungle. Mundo's trying to help him a little bit, but the flash from Brand just not able to get him out of there. They did, they're so kind. So they're going to be looking to 3-man this Darius here, as he does get taken down by the Nefiri. Of all people, that's certainly the best person to get it, as Mundo's going to be flashing, and Raven was still able to get out of there. Unfortunate for him. And Samira's just going to block that Ezreal ult. Yeah, this Darius is certainly a menace, as Leona's going to be looking to engage onto this Maokai, and the Maokai is taking a lot of damage at the very start, and then there's going to see the Lissandra ult as well as the Leona Ignite. So forcing a lot onto that Maokai is... that's not the end of the world. Next track spawning in 30 seconds. So Maokai will be able to get back there in time. Ezra's going to take a turret shot, but does have her shield. And potentially able to take down this turret here, but unfortunately doesn't have any minions tank turret. As Maokai is going to show us himself. Knock the Riven away from that wall. Flashes because she didn't believe in herself to be able to jump over that wall, and Nefiri is going to be able to collect a nice little bag of gold, as red side is in great position to be able to take down the third drag of the game. Ocean Soul would not be the end of the world to give over to red side, as the burst available from blue side's team comp is quite good. Maokai ult used just to allow them to live a little bit longer, as the Leona's unfortunately under turret, but the Herald is going to prevent her from really taking any turret shots there, and the Brand's going to be able to pop his ult. It's going to be tanked by the Lissandra and the Leona there, so a lot of damage as Leona's going to flash away from that. And at the same time, the Darius got taken down, stepped way too far forward. I didn't even realize he was there, as we're going to see a TP from the Mundo. Unfortunately, this is not a great flank ward, but he's going to try and do something. I guess he looked at them menacingly as he threw that one single cleaver. The Herald died before it crashed. Are you sure? That turret died way too easily. Yeah, a bit of a misplay from red side, going way too far forward at the Mundo. Oh, you're talking about the tier 2. Oh, that's how he died. Yeah, that's a bit grief. The Fury closing in on our third item would be a nice purchase. Oh, Raven popping ult onto this Mundo. The Mundo does have a little bit of armor, so it's going to be a bit challenging, as the Nefiri is right nearby. And another kill given over to this Nefiri. It's up about 3k gold onto Lissandra. That gold is exactly where you want it. The only other person that blue side could really want more gold on would be this Brand, as the Brand is near it, closing in on the second item. The Leandry is going to be quite a menace in these team fights going forward, as the Nefiri able to pick up the Edge of Night is going to make it a lot easier for her to play into things like this Darius, as Darius is spotted right there. Is going to pop that Youmuu's, does have flash, and popped it onto the Brand. should be a kill traded over as a nice W from the Nefiri to avoid that Darius Q so he doesn't get any healing back. And an exchange of kills is incredibly worth it as Red Side's strongest member taken down for the 3rd time. As Mono's just gonna tank this Riven damage, the Riven blows ult yet again, trying to get a kill. Well, this Mundo damage isn't anything to be sneezed at, as he does have ult, and he's just gonna be able to pop that and walk away from the Riven. As Nefiri is gonna be trying to get this bot turret. Unfortunately, the Lissandra's right nearby. Nefiri up 2 levels, though. That is not good for Red Side. As next track spawning in a minute 40. Should see a big team fight around that, unless Red Side looks to concede it, as it is a must fight for Blue Side. So they really don't want to give over Soul. Oh, Maokai looking for some into the Lisandra. The Lisandra should have E, gets a nice slow into the Maokai to make it harder for him to get engaged on. As Brand is also nearby. The Spectate client really loves watching this top lane brawl. As Mundo and Riven keep duking it out, but CS is even. Both have lost their tier 1 turrets. As they are going to find Leona. Just going to clear out some vision before drag spawns. Looks like the Maokai's going to be building a Redemption second. Actually, no, that's not Redemption. I believe that's Mikhail's. Not a bad purchase into the Lissandra and Leona. Maokai's in a bit of a strange position here. Nice cleaver from the Mundo, as both sides realize that everyone is down at this Dragon Pit as the Ezreal's going to try and crash this next minion wave. So he's going to be out of the river, so at the start of this fight, the Ezreal's going to be a bit delayed. Another nice cleaver, as that bot turret finally gets taken down. And so Blue Side is going to have full prio over this. Lissandra looking to engage here. The E not taken, though. Now the Nefiri is looking for an engage onto this Ezreal, and the Lissandra ult's going to be popped on the Nefiri. The Nefiri is going to be held down for a little bit, and the Ezreal does get taken down. A really favorable fight at the very start for Blue Side, but the Riven and Leona are able to secure trade kills as Samir is able to get a nice ult and pick up 2, potentially 3, as the Darius is able to heal quite a bit and barely get out of there. So much move speed, but now the gold nearly dead even. As a really nice team fight from Blue Side, then Nefiri able to pick off the Lissandra and Ezreal at the start of the fight. As I look to the right and the abs are down 3. Darius threatening this mid-tier 2 is going to pop Yumis to just get away from that Mundo. And Ezreal's building AP. Lovely. He really wants to lose, huh? Yeah, Samira now on 2.5 items. Once she's able to hit LDR, then it's really gonna help out a lot as the Leona's building up a lot of magic resist, a lot of armor, alongside the Zhonya's from Lissandra, and a Brand Flash ult onto Leona is gonna get a nice stun onto the Riven. Oh, Maokai flashes forward on the Riven as well, but not able to get anything going there. It's just a little bit out of range. Very antsy on both sides. Leona is quite chunked out from that brand damage. Lissandra's in a bit of a pickle. It gets a nice W onto the Maokai to prevent him from being able to jump onto her. And so now a bit of a mismatch as the Mundo is pushing out bot while the Nefiri is going to be catching this top wave into the Riven, as the Riven is going to end up resetting here. Riven now on 3rd item. As Darius is level 16. He is by far the strongest member on his team. But I don't know how he's really... Red side really needs to figure out how to deal with this Nefuri. If they just need to wait for the Nefuri to engage and just peel the Nefuri and play as a clump, that's one thing. But this Ezreal build is just... We'll see. Building AP, I honestly felt like a Zhonya's would be nice for him. Just to be able to survive the engage from the Nefuri. To bait out the Nefuri engage, but instead we got Horizon Focus. More damage is what we need. There's going to be looking to jump onto this Maokai, and the Maokai is going to get hooked as the Leona is able to get a nice engage. And the Leona gets a nice ult off as well as the Brand pops ult. A lot of damage getting taken from this red side as the Samir is going to be jumping on to the Darius as barely gets taken down by that Ezreal Q. As the Nefiri is going to be flashing, ulting onto this Ezreal, and the Ezreal is going to get taken down as the Nefiri is able to avoid all of this Lissandra's damage. A triple kill going over to Nefiri, and the Brand's going to try and avoid this Riven for as long as he possibly can. Barely not able to get that stun off in time, but a quadra kill for the Nefiri is an absolute menace. And the game's just going to get harder and harder as Nefiri closes in on her 5th item. Already up 4 items to 2.5. As Dragon's going to be spawning in a minute and a half. Now that Ezreal doesn't have either sum up, it's just going to be easier and easier for this Nefiri to engage the backline as the Riven's trying to get something onto the Nefiri, but Nefiri knows his range a little bit better. Who's killing this Mundo? Not the AP Ezreal, that's for sure. Surely we're not going Void Staff on Ezreal. Surely, surely, surely. Leona's going to be popping ult onto the Maokai. It's going to miss. It should be back up in time. Surely. Unfortunately, the Samira is still yet to get her LDR. Looks like she does have it in base. Does have time to get back there. And Lissandra's going to be able to cancel a reset, unfortunately. Munda's going to be pathing back down to mid. But it does mean the Samira is going to be late to drag. They are looking for something onto this Nefiri as the smite goes down for the Darius onto the Nefiri, where the Nefiri is doing so much damage. Pops her ult onto the Darius, and the Darius is going to be the first one to fall. And so the Nefiri is going to be in the middle of a 1v3 as the Mundo's trying to deal something into the Riven. The Riven's going to be flashing forward on the Brand. The Brand's going to be taking a lot of damage, but Brand's already gotten all of his damage off. So this fight is certainly going to be very favorable for blue side as the Samira ult is going to be quite nice, but it's not really going to be doing the most damage in the world as the Samira gets a nice clean triple kill after the Darius was taken down at the very start of the fight. Again, the most important member from red side is this Darius as he's gotten a significant lead and very clearly thrown that lead straight back to the Nefiri as she has 57 stacks on her hubris as the Samira is going to be taking down this drag solo while the Nefiri and Mundo are going to be threatening mid and bot lanes respectively. And Nefiri now with the GA is going to be even harder to take down as Mundo's going to take a little bit of damage from this Darius. we get a nice chill little pause with boys flaming in all chat. I love the hustle. And the Abs finally score. Holy hell, man. It took third period. Oh, we just get to wait now. That's awesome. This game very clearly in blue side's favor. The only thing red side really has going for them is that Nefiri can't get any more items. That also means that the brand's going to get stronger, the Samir is going to get stronger. What does red side really have going for them? Again, I think it's the Darius, but the Darius getting caught out at the very start of the fight trying to chase down this Nefiri is not how you want to play out this game. And this Lysandre is just so far behind. And the Ezreal's building AP, potentially Void Staff next item. What is going on? Please don't be Void Staff. The Mundo has a bounty. Why does Mundo have a bounty? That's hilarious. And here's the pause to let us catch up. Looks like we're good. Nice. So in terms of objective spawning, Baron is available. I'd really like to see blue side set up for that. Just get some vision around that area. Push out top mid. Mundo unfortunately doesn't have TP, so it's hard for him to be in side lane right now. Opposite the objective, as the Riven is going to spot out the Maokai, Nefiri, and Samira. Maokai's gonna have to be a little bit careful as Darius is hugging this Riven. Oh, Maokai's gonna be pulled over by this Darius. Maokai does have flash to be able to get away, so he's gonna blow it. He's gonna go back in. He's gonna get taken down after blowing his ult and flash. Not a great start. As, again, Mundo doesn't have TP to be able to get here, as Riven's going to have a reset to catch those waves. I'd really like to see the Brand just pop his ult onto all of them in the pit, as they are in quite the choke here. Oh, Brand barely able to not get his abilities off there, and the Fury DCs. Spirit just taken down. That's a very, very, very unfortunate timing, as if the Nefiri was there, then the Riven would never have been able to do that, and the Brand likely would have been able to have the Nefiri at his side as well. It's now going to wait a little bit longer, as clearly red side is DDoSing this Nefiri. As that's definitely a win con. Blue side still has a bit of a gold lead. The red side does have Baron. Riven inside might have TP, unsure. Oh, there's a Leona ult, but not going to be able to hit anyone. Leona E a little bit short, but probably didn't want to hit that, as turret is eventually going to get taken down by red side. And Riven makes her way back towards the team. A lot of members on red side just hiding in this bot jungle. As Nefiri is top lane. Darius can be popping Yomu's.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, Rylai's Brand. Oh, Rylai's Ezreal. What in the hell? Surely he'll survive the Nefiri engage when he has Rylai's now. TP coming in from the Lissandra, as she now has 3 items. And Nefiri looking for a flank here, potentially. As Ezreal gets his reset off. Should be building towards Zhonya's, and is doing that. At 5th item. Took him long enough to figure it out. If one side overcommits to this drag, I definitely see a split push angle, as Riven is quite far forward, isn't going to be able to realize how far caught out she is. But she was just able to walk away, thankfully for her. But this level 20 Mundo is quite a beefy boy, and a massive front line that Red Side doesn't really have, as Lissandra's looking to engage but decides against it. Red Side is a bit split here, as they are just trying to poke down with the Ezreal. As the Nefiri is going to flash ult onto the Ezreal, and a big damage onto this Lissandra. The Lissandra has to pop ult on herself as she nearly gets taken down. A lot of damage going on. Clearly hard to tell what's going on. This Samir is able to pick up the first kill of the fight, and it's very, very close as the GA popped, as the Nefiri is able to respawn. Darius ult not able to secure that kill, as the Mundo is taking no damage here, as he should be able to take down this Riven. As he flashes forward and secures that kill, and the Mundo's still going forward, as we see a flash forward from the Brand. As Darius barely able to get away from them, as that slow from Brand. Oh, that Darius E. narrowly missing that Nefiri. As the 1 HP Ezreal is looking for something still, as the Darius was spotted by the Nefiri. The Nefiri is looking for something out of the flank. The ult is slowly coming back up. W to avoid that Ezreal ult. Big damage onto the Darius. And Mundo's still a menace. He's full HP because thanks to Warmogs. And Blue Side should just be able to secure the 3rd drag of the game for themselves. Their 3rd drag. So now Ezreal doesn't have stopwatch anymore, or arm guard, and won't be able to purchase Zhonya's for quite some time. So should just be able to re-engage onto him in the next team fight and easily pop him, as he doesn't have flash, but does have barrier, so he'll live a little bit longer. Oh, they're gonna catch out this Darius here. The Riven's is trying to help him live as long as he possibly can, but the Darius ult not able to get anything going, as this Nefiri is exchanged for the Darius. Brand's like something out of this Riven, but the Riven is healing up quite a bit. The TP coming out from the Mundo. The Brand's gonna get taken down, and the Maokai is gonna have to flash away here. Leona's like for something onto the Samira, but gonna be able to dodge. That is the Ez jumping forward onto this Mundo. The Mundo's gonna slow down by this Rylai's from Ezreal. And they don't have heal cut here, so Mundo is just healing up through all this. Likely going to be able to take down the Riven, as the Riven's getting lower and lower. Just trying to run away. As Riven's also healing up quite a bit from the Omnivamp. And a very long, drawn-out fight. Mundo does get taken down. Yeah, while this Nefiri is and capped on items for quite a long time, the Riven has been getting stronger and stronger and has so much Omnivamp and survivability in her kit that it is quite hard for them to take her down unless they have heal cut, which neither the Mundo nor the... Actually, the Mundo does have, but the Nefiri and Maokai did not, unfortunate for them, as now they're going to be looking to take down another Baron here, as the Sandra's taking a lot of damage before they're able to get in range of this Baron. Brand sprinting there as fast as he possibly can. The Maokai ult popped. 7k, 6k. Nice Maokai ult. Almost everyone on red side is hit as the Nafira is going to be able to pop this Riven at the very start. The Leona ult is not going to be able to achieve much as she's likely going to get taken down soon afterwards as she is quite slowed. And oh my god, the FPS just blew up as we're looking to commit on the rest of the members, even though they were able to get that Baron 2 taken down. Fortunate for them, they don't have waves, as Ezreal is now able to purchase Zhonya's, so he's going to have a lot more survivability. Just avoiding that Darius barely, as Smear's going to be shoving in this lane. Mundo unfortunately doesn't have TP to be able to join the rest of his team, so instead he's going to be trying to push out this side lane. Next drag spawning in 2 minutes. Slowly but surely, and Fury is getting poked down quite a bit. Not a great look, as blue side is getting chunked out quite heavily. That don't have their massive front line nearby. Lissandra could look for something out of the Samira. The Samira is standing way too far forward. Very, very greedy look here. Darius doesn't have flash. Unfortunately for him, Lissandra going to pop E again, looking for something. Flashes forward onto the Samira. The Samira does have cleanse, so the cleanse a little bit early, so she is slowed a little bit, and then it's good to see if smite onto the Samira, and she is just stepping way too far forward. So greedy, just had to walk out of there and wait for the Mundo. That might be it, as the Leona ult is hit onto the Brand. That I don't know if I agree with that, as Nafiri is going to be able to get nothing going. This is like she was just outscaled, and the Mundo is quite tanky, but when he's the only member left on his team, he's going to take him down eventually. Oh, Fitz! Fitz through the game. And red side is going to be able to secure the game after 40 minutes. Very, very back and forth game. It certainly should have been in favor of blue side, but they just lost. Thank goodness it's not a 15-minute game. MVP game 1 is Vix. Game 2, honestly, just give it to Johnny for getting that engage onto the Samira at the end. Have both 80. No, Mike deserves permaban for those games. Holy. No, no, no. And Fitz deserves permaban for game 2. Holy. And the Samira pick. Why are we picking Samira, mate? Champ his ass. Exactly why they join. No, no, no.
Listen, bro.
And he's muted. Alright. Nope. No MVP discussion. We're just gonna end it here. I think everyone's done and ready to go. Thanks for playing this very, very back and forth series.
Oh,
No, we're just gonna end it.
there it is. What? No, you gotta give the MVP talk.
Hell no, I muted Mike's ass. I ain't listening to that dumbass.
Oh, you muted him already? Damn.
Yeah. I ain't listening
I
to
muted him yesterday too.
Yeah. Well,
Hi, Mike.
bye Mike. Thanks for playing, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. There's a series tomorrow, so make sure to tune into that. See y'all later.